welcome back to Wings and the Ducky and the Belumpy. We were having stories about political topics like a nerd.
Political.
Yeah.
Man.
So anyway, back with a normal voice. We were talking about hypocrisy in teaching, effectively.
Ugh. Yeah,
Ugh.
teaching's changed, like, so, my nephews, that's already too much information for me to share. Anyway, my nephews, let's see, the oldest one is in, like, 2nd or 3rd grade, and he's already doing, like, multiplication and shit like that. I'm pretty sure he's in 2nd grade. I didn't start multiplication and shit like that until, like, 3rd or 4th grade. I think I started in 3rd grade and just kind of continued from there, you know. So I was taught how to do
2nd grade, but that was at the end of 2nd grade.
Ugh. What the fuck?
You know, yeah, I'm not gonna blame the location of your schooling area, but
Oh,
it
I
might
do.
be the location of your schooling area.
My schooling area is hot
Yeah,
shit.
as you know, the person who this game has a related name to. Yeah, location of education does matter. Also,
I agree.
my good friend, what should we call him? You know, I'm gonna call him the DM because that's what he is. He's my DM, my dungeon master, my GM, whatever. So I'm gonna call him the DM. So
Okay.
he had some experience growing up in Kentucky, where he
AFC.
and he tells me stories all the time about how terrible Kentucky was, like how just the things were there, like debates over there was no separation of church and state. Is the only way that I can think to word that really well. Is they would discuss the idea of Christianity and the idea of Catholic, Protestant, whatever it was in their area, and how that related and how that was necessary information. There was no separation. It was, this is what it is. And so one day DM brings in a Quran to school because as his plans are right now, he's, I don't remember the name of the actual, a theology major. There you go. He is very interested in religion and how it affects people. He isn't specifically religious himself, more spiritual. But, so he brings in a Quran because he's interested in learning the material, not necessarily following it. But he ends up in the principal's office for being a heretic.
Are you shitting me?
Verbatim, being a heretic. And he actually gets, like, a suspension for this. Like, so, I'm born and raised in New England. I'm no longer in New England, but I was born and raised there. The schooling, there was never religious topics brought up, other than in, like, a sense of if it related to current and useful information. It wasn't like Christianity was right in this, or Buddhism was correct in this. It was the Christians believed this, and thus it affected this part of history. It was brought up as a piece of information, not as a this is the correct. It's just very interesting how where you're born, where you're raised, has such an impact. Are you planting some seeds?
Yeah, parsnips.
Parsnips?
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt your story because it's a pretty valid point. Like, so where I'm from, man, it's really hard. I can't tell you what the religion is. You know what? Fuck it. So I'm from Utah.
There you go.
Born and raised in Utah. And the first question I always get, like, if I go out of state,
Mormonism.
Are you Mormon? Not all of us are Mormon.
Do you have a husband? And are there other wives?
Where are your sister wives? You're not supposed to leave the house at night.
Lovely stereotypes. Anyway.
Oh yeah, they're great. So, one of the people that I met doing a certain life event that was a big step for me, there
Spoiler,
was...
it was unpleasant.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Said unpleasant life event.
Unpleasant life event. Yeah, we'll go with that. Fucking ugh. So there's this one person who was talking to me, and he was like, "So, you're from Utah?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Hey, come here. Lean in really close. Yeah, come here. A little closer. A little closer. It's none of your fucking business." Like,
Yes.
it kind of irked me, to be completely honest. I was like, number one, don't just assume my religion. Number two, like, who the fuck cares?
Bro, we
I guess
Where
it's
were we?
fine.
So we just a little skip because I guess I goofed, but back. Hi.
Like, I just paused for a minute. I was like, wait, what the fuck, Ducky?
It was your fault.
I did
I want you to
not
prove
say
this
anything
Prove
about
it to
that.
You did. Prove it to yourself, and then come talk.
Oh, we'll see. I fucking
You're gonna drive
know
me
it.
to drink. You're gonna drive me to drink. Ugh.
You drive me to do all sorts of bad things I shouldn't do. Oh no.
Oh, I'd whistle the wow thing, but the whistling does not equate. It does not equate well over mic. It's painful and terrible.
See, I kind of did it, but I'm still afraid that I just like blew out someone's eardrum with that shit. Just,
Oh, you probably did.
We'll
You
figure it out.
probably did.
What's up?
I play Overwatch with my kid brother all the time, and he like whistles, and I freak out. It's ear splitting. Imagine like
See,
a little kid talking and amplify that,
Oh my god.
and it's just painful.
Dude, I don't know what has happened, but like there's been a lot of fucking squeakers on Overwatch as of late.
I hate that you play on console. Ugh.
I have it on my computer too, you fucking scrub.
Then why have we never played?
Because I don't play on my computer because it slows balls.
Because you're a scrub.
No, because I have an old fucking computer from way back in the day.
Oh, there you go. What's your rank on console then?
I don't know, I haven't played in a long fucking time.
Let me judge you.
You probably outrank me,
What's Vel's rank? Cause he's picking it Overwatch, right?
Yeah, but I never played with him, so I never got his rank. But trust me, it's
I wanna
probably...
play with him. He's probably good. I would imagine he's pretty good.
Dude, just ask him. Like, he fucking all the time. He's on that shit. So, he's got this, kind of job where he gets to work at home sometimes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, once in a blue moon, he'll just, like, do his job while he's playing Overwatch. Like,
Yeah, of course.
I
Like any
fucking
reasonable
kill
person.
for your job. I work as a production worker, and it's fucking horrible, especially for the company I work for, because they're a bunch of pricks. You fucking slime piece of shit.
Bro, I think he's gonna die.
Vicky is fine. She has taken some harder beatings than that, I can assure you.
Bro, I am sure.
It's a hermit crab. Ah!
It's after your Lucky Charms.
I tell you, lass, those are my lucky charms. I will fucking end you. I will end
You
you
sort
and
of
your
looks a little-
fucking family.
You don't even know his family or her
I will
family.
fucking
I'm
learn.
not gonna assume it's gender.
I am gonna have to call foul play because you have offended me, and that's not right.
I thought your major was political sciences, not gender studies.
Oh my god. That leads me into a new story. Gender studies.
Wait, do we have time for it? Do we have time for it?
Yeah, we got like 5 minutes.
Okay, let's go.
So, chick in my class. This is before I quit the class. I was like, fuck this. Beautiful individual number 5. We'll call her number 5. Is fucking retarded. Apologies if you don't like that word, but it's historically accurate to the situation. She's a gender studies major. Like, that's her major. That's what she wants her bachelor's in, is gender studies. What job anywhere, like, no offense to the people who take gender studies, you know, I mean, it's enlightening to you. I just don't happen to agree with it.
What do you even do after you get your degree? What does your degree accomplish? Now
I don't know.
Now I have to like look it up after we're finished with this, but I'd assume you become like a speaker / an activist.
And see, that's the thing.
But
so
I don't think that pays the bills.
this is all my opinion. Like, you can sit and be like, you're a fucking asshole because you're uncultured about it and you're judging it. I know, but I'm gonna do it anyway. This is freaking America.
For the people that do it, I'm just judging it based on the idea of how does it progress your life?
Right. And, you know, it's great.
Of year 1, bro, how long can you play this game?
I think you can play this for, like, ever. Because in my game, I'm like already
I've
in
never
year 3.
played this game? Year 3? Oh my
Yeah, it took me for fucking ever. Ugh.
Why are there cherry blossoms?
He's come to take my virginity.
Yeah, hi there. Good morning. Yeah, I noticed that you've been breaking some rocks. I want to invite you over. That's good. Yeah, if you want the most out of the ores, you'll need a furnace.
Are you gonna give me one?
Yeah, I have an extra set of blueprints left. Here, you take them.
Yeah, but that's all, folks. Haha, Elmo's gonna tickle you, silly.
Your furnace allows you to smelt metal bars. The bars can be used for crafting tool. Yeah, they're good. Smelt some bars and upgrade your tools. It works.
Just cuts him off like, alright, thanks, and just goes inside.
Bye.
Oh, I already clicked on that one. How? Oh my god.
Also, did you suggest that he was taking Thicky's virginity? Because I'm pretty sure that that's a ball game that was played a long time ago.
Hey, we just gotta get customers. They don't need to know what's actually going on. What, you think a prostitute's just gonna tell you, oh yeah, by the way, I've got herpes? No.
That is why I don't solicit prostitutes.
Anymore. Asterisk.
There is a guy that I work with who found some interest in this girl.
Uh-oh.
We'll name him. He's gonna be W. He's gonna be W. So he met this girl, and they were hitting it off, whatever, having their good time, sleep together. He's got gonorrhea now. Long story short, he's enjoying his gonorrhea.
Yes.
Stay safe, kids. Wrap your willy.
That's what I was secretly hoping for.
Gonorrhea.
Hello, kids, and welcome to the world of gonorrhea. And so, you know,
Softly pleasant.
It's super sad when that shit happens, you know, like, 'cause you put faith in someone, and even if you protect yourself, like, sometimes shit happens, and sometimes you're just with someone who's, like, not honest with you, and that's total horseshit, you know? 'Cause, like, if I were to get something, and I were to sleep with someone, 'cause it's not that I'm a whore, I get tested to make sure, you know?
Yeah.
'Cause stuff lies dormant, you know?
want to be safe.
Yeah, it's...
Especially because, like, unless it's, like, HIV, herpes, whatever, unless it's, like, the viral stuff, be safe, kids.
So, that's another thing, too. So, I knew someone who had herpes.
Are curable.
A lot of them, yeah. Like, medicine's come a long fucking way. Oh, shit, I shouldn't have done that. So, I knew a girl who had herpes, and, like, I was asking her about it, because for the longest time, I was, like, super ignorant about, like, anything herpes, you know? Because I'd always make the joke, like, oh, you've got herpes, and, like, it never struck me as, oh, maybe someone does have it, and it's kind of pain in the ass, you know? So I talked to her about it. I was like, well, like, how do you live with it, you know? I mean, isn't it difficult? And she's like, well, since medicine has come as far as it has, it's, like, not a big deal to have it. Because, like, as long as you're taking the medicine regularly, like, you don't have flare-ups, like, of course you can still transmit it, but you're just supposed to be safe, you know? And, like, in no way is that saying... Yeah. And, like, the way, even I looked at it, you know, I'll admit to being ignorant. I looked at it as, like, oh, well, you're fucking gross. And now, like, I know more about it. And I honestly feel bad for even thinking that shit, you know? Because it's not a big deal. And everyone thinks it is. They're like, oh, well, I don't want, like, spots on my genitals. And yeah, that's understandable. But, like, so, prime example, what about, like, rape victims? So, someone decided to rape another person because, and I say person because everyone's gonna be like, you mean when a man rapes a woman? No, when a person rapes another person.
It's a road that goes both ways.
It is.
Sadly. It shouldn't be a road at all, but, you know.
So, it's just, it was funny to me how, like, taken aback people are. Like, so if you were to tell someone, like, oh, hey, I have herpes, it's like, oh, well, I don't want to really be that close to you. Like, you can kind of tell how people are about it. They're sort of, I don't know, jaded, and they're distancing themselves.
Yeah, they're spooked. I very, very often use the word spooked, but it fits for a lot of scenarios.
I like when you do use the word spooked, though, because it just cracks me up.
And to be fair, it's kind of spooky. Whatever. That person has a disease that I can catch if I perform this action with them.
Right.
Yes, you're not going to necessarily want to perform that action, and that's entirely your prerogative. But it's nice to know that that disease isn't a life sentence, necessarily, or it's not a life ender. The rest of your life isn't going to necessarily change.
Yeah. It is a good thing to know, and a good feeling to have.
Yeah, because, like, I'm the subject of W, he got gonorrhea, whatever. He
Fixable?
can get medication, and I'm pretty sure it's out of his system at this point. Bacterial infections, pretty curable.
Yeah.
STIs in general, no bueno, but bacterial ones, pretty curable.
Yeah. And now with that beautiful health education...
Sorry, continue.
So with that beautiful health education on your genitals, kids, that's where we're gonna have to end this video, because we're a little bit over time. But it's fine, because we gotta take some shit out, frickin' ducky.
You know, it's your fault.
Next time on Wix.
Deuces.